So I'm camping this weekend, for a long weekend at Mount Abriel recreational site in BC near Nakusp, and come down to the lake from the campsite, and it's a nice calm evening, really pretty, and there's these amazing rock formations down here. I'm gonna see if I can get them on camera. Oh, right behind me here. So there we go. All of this black here is shale rock, and it's really fine shale, and it's stuck upright. So when you walk by, you think it's like soil or maybe wood, but what it is, oh, I'm gonna have to turn the camera around. But it's all these shale sticking straight up, and it's all over the beach. So once it comes out, it's into these really thin pieces of shale, and some of them are like wafer thin. It's really interesting, really neat. A couple of trees were uprooted, and underneath the trees was all this shale, and even here, there's this here tree stump, so you can actually see the roots going down around the shale. So it grew over the shale, and the roots have gone down, but obviously the soil has been eroded, and there was no more nutrition for the tree, so the tree died. It was too close to the lake, I guess. Anyway, so we're here at Mount Abriel recreation site. This site's really famous, not really famous, but it's really popular with people who do mountain bike riding. There's some good mountain bike trails around here. So there's lots of mountain bike groups and families hanging out here. And we're actually down at the beach for a little bit of fishing before dinner and some relaxation time. And I'll show you the campsite later. Take care. So this is this amazing shale. So it just looks like a big rock or a big lump of dirt. But when you get down really close, you can see that it's these really wafer thin pieces of stone called shale, and they're really breakable. But I mean, these things are just sticking up out of the ground like this. It's so strange. I've never seen anything like it. Like, so just these little wafers sticking up out of the ground. It's really interesting. You can just pull out pieces, well, big pieces, but this is all made up of little, little wafers. Isn't that bizarre? So interesting. And that's what all of this is. And here's this tree stump that I was mentioning earlier. So you can see that the roots were growing down into, these are the roots that were growing down into the shale here. And then the tree died. It's very interesting. So this is this amazing shale. So it just looks like a big rock or a big lump of dirt. But when you get down really close, you can see that it's these really wafer thin pieces of stone called shale, and they're really breakable. But I mean, these things are just sticking up out of the ground like this. It's so strange. I've never seen anything like it. Like, so just these little wafers sticking up out of the ground. It's really interesting. You can just pull out pieces, well, big pieces, but this is all made up of little, little wafers. Isn't that bizarre? So interesting. And that's what all of this is. And here's this tree stump that I was mentioning earlier. So you can see that the roots were growing down into, these are the roots that were growing down into the shale here. And then the tree died. It's very interesting. This is one of the view lookouts from Mount Abriel campsite. Isn't that a gorgeous lake this morning? Oh my goodness.
I love this pathway.
It's a beautiful pathway. We're on this little walking trail. Isn't it just a gorgeous morning?
Mhm.
The rocks down at this beach have the most amazing iridescence to them.
Yeah. I love this beach. Isn't it nice?
It's beautiful here. Look at these rocks. Wow. It's not
These
wet,
rocks
it's
are
just shiny.
so cool. Look at this.
There's some more of these beautiful rocks. Look at how it's almost like, not 3D, but like those pictures that change as you turn them. It's not wet. There's even more here.
Try this heart one. Try this heart one.
Very pretty rocks. Look at how shiny that one is.
Try this heart one.
Okay, I'll come try the heart one. So here's some evidence of the amazing power of nature and trees. This tree, which has just one trunk at the bottom and has two up there, has this stick sticking out of the tree. So I don't know how that happened, but it's right through the tree. Isn't that crazy? It definitely grew into two trees there. Oops. Very odd. Very odd. So this is beautiful Arrow Lake, which is apparently a man-made lake that used to be a river. And here you can see one of the bits of evidence of the forest that used to be here, that they logged before they dammed the river. It's kind of a ghostly looking stump with its roots. I'm still here at Mount Abriel Recreation Site, and I noticed in the shale, all this rock, there's some neat seams of maybe a quartz. So this white that you see here is a seam of different kind of rock, and it comes out in great big hunks like this, almost like a sandwich. It's quite neat. And so this is, yeah, some kind of a quartz, I think. I could be wrong. I don't know that much about rocks, but it's quite neat to see in here. Sometimes you can find like really shiny quartz in these kind of seams, but so far this one doesn't seem to be like that. And the other cool thing I found is that I always love finding pieces of wood that beavers have chewed. So you can see like this piece of wood here has like a flat cut, but then sometimes you find pieces that have this tapered cut like this. So that's a piece of wood that a beaver chewed on. And I have no idea why I find it cool. I just find it cool. So that this is a beaver stick. I might use it as a walking stick. So here's something quite neat about this campsite here near Nakasp, is that all the rock you see there, I'm pretty sure is volcanic. It's kind of a shale, it's very crumbly, breaks off into flat pieces, and it's been all along the water where we've come down to the water at various different places in this area. But as soon as you go a little bit further, let's see if I can, it suddenly changes into more of a granite style rock. So it's really interesting. So I think it's a volcanic flow that ends here, right there, right at that point. And then from there on, it's more of a granite type looking rock, in, you know, whitish, into boulders instead of these flat pieces. So it's really interesting to see the transition from the volcanic shale to the round granite. At least I find it interesting. And some of it's like super crumbly. So I heard a story that Arrow Lake was actually Arrow River, and they dammed it and it became the lake. So I'm guessing that's why there's all these trees that are dead along the shore, because there used to be soil here and there isn't anymore, but you can see how the roots were growing right around the rocks, right into the crevices.
But then they took all the...
It's very interesting. So apparently they did log before they dammed the river, and so that's why the tree roots have chopped off tops.
Creek? What if that used to be the river?
Yeah, might be. Isn't that interesting though? Can't you just imagine this as lava flowing along and curling? Can't you just imagine this as lava flowing along and curling? Just imagine this as lava flowing along and curling. I mean, it almost looks like wood grain. I could be wrong. This could be sedimentary, but I'm imagining that it's lava and it's like flowing in these swirly patterns. So behind me, you can see some of our beautiful local BC mountains. And you can see, well, I hope you can see, I can't tell on the screen or not, some lighter patches and darker patches. And so what you're seeing is all the different patches of logging, which I know it's part of our main industry here in BC, but it makes me sad. And I really wonder sometimes if it doesn't contribute greatly to the global warming issue, is all the deforestation. Like, there's so much difference in temperature between a thick forest and a newly growing forest and one that's been recently cut down. Like, really, it's a huge temperature difference on the ground, which is why I'm not entirely sure. I'm not a scientist, but I can't help but wonder if that's contributing to the global warming, all that deforestation. Anyway, it's still beautiful. I just wish it was all old growth trees. Yeah.